Hello everyone. I know I have not been following through with my Friday classroom walkthroughs. It has just been busy, and with 30 kids running around the classroom with 30 different personalities and needs, it's often very overwhelming, and I'm exhausted by Friday, as you all know. And then I go home to my own kids who also need me in a whole other way. So it's been a long little run, but it is Monday night, and I am gonna walk you through the classroom at the end of the day right now, as clean or as dirty as it is, so you can see a real life classroom and what we have planned for this week. So let me spin you around. Okay, just want to start here. We had a quick little patterning lesson, and it can be as simple as this. We've talked about patterns. We've done body patterns with clapping, snapping, jumping, all that. And today I introduced to them this type of instructions. So like an A-B pattern and what A-B means. And we counted, that means 2 colors. Right now, today we did colors. That's why I said that. And we actually created some patterns together. So we made like the core and then purposely didn't attach them so they could see it's a copycat each time. Like we were copying it, and we did up to an ABC. So they really enjoyed that. And tomorrow I told them I would challenge them with a harder one, maybe an ABB, ABCD. So just to see if they can get a hang of it with colors, and then we'll change the materials and what we are doing, whether it be colors or shapes and sizes, we'll figure that out. But they loved that. All right, I'm gonna spin you around. Well, actually, let me show you all the way around. This is a cool invitation. I actually took it out already to show you for patterning. So this table is super popular. Kids come here on their own or with twos, and this is a freebie from More to Love in Kinder. And she created these pattern cards for them to copy using nature items. So this could be like a quick little starting point for them. Oh, that's not gonna go in. And then we just got some materials. Some of them are real, some of them are just fabric, like leaves that I got, some fake acorns, but the pine cones and sticks are real. I'm just encouraging them to create their own patterns on here at the table, and then if they want to extend them or create their own, we've got kind of an invitation there. I'm just spinning it around now to show you our tough tray for the week. So this morning's lesson was outdoor first period. We read the Leaf Thief outside together, and then we talked about who is the leaf thief, and then we encouraged them to be little leaf thieves, and we collected all these leaves outside. Told them to try not to collect crunchy ones, and we brought them in and we put out some hole punchers and some scissors to encourage that fine motor development to chop, chop, chop. Not as popular as we thought today. Other years they love this, so we'll see how tomorrow goes when we collect some fresh leaves, but always a great way to encourage the fine motor development. This here is going on to week 2 or 3. I don't even know. They all wanted to know how many seeds were in the pumpkin, but nobody wants to come and do the 10 frames. So this is a good discussion and learning opportunity for us as educators to say like what's going on here? Where could we guide this? Is it a dud? Can we extend this a different way? Why did this inquiry kind of stop? But yeah, it's an interesting kind of point. Leave it out for a few more days and see if any more kids come here. But I'm gonna spin you around again. Okay, so this is the end of the day, so I pulled down a stool to show you. These are the little stools. My partner created just this parking lot for the cars, just using some cardboard, some numbers here, and she pulled out some cards which they've been asking about forever, so we thought this would be a great introduction for cars and how to properly use materials in the classroom. She put a little sticker with a numeral on it, and the intention is to park them in their corresponding spots. So like, oh, that's another 5. What's this one? A 12, and you're supposed to kind of match them and park the cars all in the right spots. They love it. So it's supposed to be 2 kids here. Oh, that drove away. It's supposed to be 2 kids here at a time, but there was literally 20 of them here, and they were loving it. So excellent, excellent, easy way to invite kids into learning. Spin you around. We've got our sensory tub that did not tidy up. You're gonna see evidence of children around here. We have a sensory tub. This is week 3 of this, and the last 2 weeks were not super popular, but today was a huge hit. So just some leftover beans, and we talk about how these are not edible because they've expired. So because I'm very aware of using food materials in the classroom, but they were gonna go in the garbage anyway. So we've told them about this, and we use them for just learning and play. And we were hoping that kids would kind of take a recipe card and do that, but they haven't been, and that's okay too. They've been making their own soup, so that's what they're doing there. I'll spin you around. This is our art shelf. They love everything art, so we started putting in some paper towel rolls and boxes, and they're creating like crazy. They don't really need anything more than this. I do have some coloring pages with leaves, like decorative for them to color, put in there for fall. They use them up, so I'm gonna refill that. Our pumpkin patch is still going strong. It's week 3, but I'm feeling like it's kind of dwindling down. So we're probably gonna ask them by the end of this week what they want to do in this space, what they'd like to turn it into. I have a feeling it's to become a coffee shop of some kind, or grocery store. I still think it's too early for like a Santa's type of workshop because we have no snow, but we're gonna see. I have a feeling it's gonna be a coffee shop. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna spin you around again. Another bit of evidence of children and learning. So this was beautifully laid out this morning, but they loved it. They were coming here and playing, and the pumpkins have moved over here. The animals look like they're eating pumpkins. But yeah, as long as they're coming here, I can tell already there's been lots of oral storytelling happening, probably some math because I see a 10 frame thrown in there, but that's very exciting to see play. Let me spin you here. This is our literacy shelf. It's a little more popular this week because we've kind of been watching to see what they love. This was a tabletop last week. Instead of the whole worksheet, I cut them in half. Also a freebie, but I don't know if I can see from where. Actually, no name on it. Put your names on every sheet, please. Anyway, we took out just the letters that were on that worksheet, left out the stamps. They really like ink pads, so a couple of kids have come here to work independently to do their ink. We've got the whiteboards, which they really love. The boogie board has lost its pen. And I did have a kid ask me for, like, I want to say 2 weeks now, for just blank paper where he can do storytelling. So I have left these out to see if he will come here. Maybe it'll entice some other kids to come as well. I'm going to put out some crayons or markers, and I have a feeling that's going to be it. All right, what you're always all here for, our weekly centers. So Play-Doh is always a huge hit. So we bring it back every other week. Sometimes it's in the classroom freely. Sometimes it's just tabletop learning time where it's teacher intended tables for those 15 minutes a day. So we've got Play-Doh, Fresh Batch. We've got some alphabet stamps. And honestly, even if they don't touch the alphabet stamps, there's so much great development happening there with the Play-Doh alone. We are happy that the kids are always engaged and on task. This is another activity. I sat at this table. So this is a teacher table. Freebie again with no name on it. Please put your name on your things. And it's just patterning cards using link cubes. So they had to match up the link cubes for those kids who are learning the patterning. And then if they were able to do that, I challenged them to extend the pattern to scaffold the activity. And if they're able to extend it, challenge them with a second card. So from AB maybe to an ABC type of pattern. And then the kids were able to successfully do that, challenge them to make their own pattern. So super quick assessment documentation there. This was not a hit, not gonna lie, but I'm gonna push it again. So this is a freebie from Confessions of a Homeschooler. And I think part of the problem was that I made these smaller than the actual shapes just to save paper and laminating. So they didn't quite understand that they had to build it like beside, like to kind of copy the puzzle. They were all trying to put the shapes on top, and I'm like, it's not gonna fit. So I might have to teach that to them quickly at the carpet before we try that again tomorrow. Fourth activity. If your schools are ever throwing away keyboards, take them. If they're ruined, broken, take them. We cut off the cords, and this is a wonderful literacy activity. They love to type their name. They love to bring these to like the drama center throughout the classroom eventually when we introduce them on the open shelves. But this was an introduction. So these are so ancient when we used to do sight words. Remember that? But I didn't throw them out because they was always used for them. So they can type that out, pretend that they're doing it. Very cute. Letter exposure of all sorts. And last activity, let me show you here. My partner is doing an art activity this week. And it was a patterning type activity, but I don't know if they even realize it's a patterning activity yet. So to choose a circle, to put it somewhere on their page, and then take strips of color and rip them to create like a growing pattern. I'm gonna show it to you because they are gorgeous. So hold up. Okay, here they are. Look at how beautiful they look. So they picked a circle and then they grew, like they chose 2 colors and like alternating pattern of colors. And this, I don't know how she taught them this, but they're so pretty. Look at them. And on the black paper, and look, like they're all so unique. So yeah, full credit to my partner, 0 to me. She's like the art queen this year. And look at that. And the fine motor development that's happening here, the color knowledge, the patterning, so spectacular. So thank you for joining me for another classroom walkthrough. I hope you join me again next week. And I just want to remind you that this is an Ontario public school kindergarten classroom that focuses on a play-based program. So I hope that this helps you, and I can't wait to show you what we have planned for next week. Bye.